Just a little bit. Not a whole lot. I think it was like he could feel her warm flesh pressed against his body.
Yeah, through
Something
her very
like that.
thin dress. Yeah. And she's like, don't answer too quickly. But she's also like, haste could mean death. So, like, maybe she's trying to come on to him, but also maybe threaten him. Maybe a little of both.
She's fucking with his head so bad right now. Pretty lady. Wait, no, I got some shit to do, but wow. Gosh, you look... Wait, what was I here for again? Fuck.
Shit.
Hey.
Oh, Kaylin's watching.
Yeah. Ooh, we're back.
Well, he doesn't take long to deliberate, though. He's like, I don't need long. Don't kill my friends. It's pretty fucking simple. All right?
Yeah, when it comes down to it, he's just not going to let her kill his friends. Period.
And descendants.
Which is weird because earlier in this book, we had an entire, 2 chapters about how I will do what the mission requires, even if it means you die, even if it means you die. It's got to be all about for the mission. And then this is, okay, the first of many trials. And they're already like, fuck the mission. I'll do anything to save my friends, which is good when you're the friend.
Yeah.
But it goes directly against what we had learned earlier in the book.
Yeah. But it's his guide. He needs his guide.
Which is not untrue, but like...
Well, Shota's like, it would really complicate things if I promised you to not kill them.
Well, it would complicate things if you killed them, so fuck off.
Yeah. It's kind of...
would be my answer.
But she wants him to put the sword away and then just come and then just ask what you came here to ask. I think probably because she's thinking the sword is like protecting him from her a little bit. So she's trying to like, put it away. Let me creep in your brain a little bit more.
Yeah, well, it's keeping him angry. I think he's having trouble feeling the anger from the sword because of whatever Shota's doing. But she has to do something to keep him at that less than super pissed level.
Yeah.
So if he puts the sword away, she could have an easier time controlling him, and or she could stop having to control him and just have a calm, nobody's going to die here talk. But that's got to be hard for Richard because both of his friends are in mortal danger right now.
Yeah.
And he just wants them to be like, just unfreeze Zed, unwrap Kaylin from the snakes, and let's just calm the fuck down and talk.
Couldn't we just sit down and have a drink
Yes.
together?
Well, that would be much preferred. Could talk this out like gentlemen.
Thinking about them having a drink really makes me want to do something. You know what that is, Nate?
What's that, JD?
Have a beer break.
Well, I thought you'd never ask.
Yay!
Well, this week we are drinking the Poet Oatmeal Stout from New Holland Brewing Company. Roasted rich and creamy, proudly brewed in Holland, Michigan. That's all they really put on the bottle. Now, it's an oatmeal stout, which means it's creamy. I like this beer very, very much. I've had it before. Jade, though, did not like stouts the first time she tried this beer. And so the last time she had it, she probably said it was gross.
For sure.
And so we got it again. And I want Jade to try this and then give us her opinion.
Okay. I do want to mention there's a raven on the front. And, like, it's supposed to Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That was bad. I apologize.
No, I think it was good. It was great. Evermore. Oh, yeah, I can drink that.
See?
Yeah.
It's good for you.
We actually went to the Knickerbocker, which is a branch of New Holland.
Yeah.
And it's down in Grand Rapids for a friend's birthday a weekend or so ago. And I saw this on the menu, but I didn't get it because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. And we ended up getting some actual like mixed drinks with their signature spirits that they distill there.
Yeah, we went up to the Zeppelin room and we had some fancy cocktails. But I'm glad that you saw this and I'm glad that we picked it up because I haven't had it in a long time. And so it was good to go back to an old favorite.
Yeah. Well, and a new one for me. I like it.
Yeah, new for you.
You definitely get a sixer of that.
Yeah, and it's 5.8, so it's a little stronger than your typical.
Yeah, but
not overly so.
Yeah, you're not going to end up on your ass after a beer or two.
So I think this one was a win. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back right after this. All right, so Richard puts the sword away to kind of prove to Shota that nothing's going to change. So he slams the sword away, and he's like, there, see, nothing changed. Do what I want. Give it a second. Let it work, dude.
But logical Richard kind of came back, because in the last episode, and we kind of talked about it a little bit already in this one, Richard's brain kind of fell out. So he's back, and he's like, you're going to answer that question anyways, so I don't need to waste my fucking wish.
Yeah, you're fucking with me. You stop that and answer my damn question. Not answer my question. Give me my wish.
Yeah.
Don't kill my friends.
Right. And she gives in. She's like, all right, fine. Your wish is granted. But Kaylin, she's going to chill over there with the snakes on her because she's a threat.
Yeah, which is weird.
Shota tells him that they all came here thinking that she was evil and they were all going to hurt her. And she gave him a gift by appearing as his mother. And nobody understands that. Everyone just sees her as an evil person. Even he thinks that was a bad gesture on her part. He thinks she was being nefarious. She just wants to be seen for what she is. Super clear cut.
I was going to say, wait, Richard's mom? Yeah, no. She says that Kaylin is going to hurt her, but Richard says, no, dude, she brought me here so we could talk to you. She's not going to kill you. She may be dangerous, and now that I see what you can do, I'm kind of glad she is, but she didn't come here to kill you. So you're putting her in danger unnecessarily, and that is what's pissing me off.
Yeah. That's some bullshit, Shota. So Shota decides at this point Richard deserves to know what happened to the dude who came before him, and she calls over Samuel, and she's like, introducing Seeker Samuel.
Yeah, this is your predecessor, which freaks Richard out because Samuel is, well, you know, weird looking.
Right, he's like, what the fuck happened to him?
Yeah.
And Shota's like, oh, you don't know? The magic did that. You should probably talk to your friend about all that.
Unfreeze him and I will. But
right?
Come on, Shota. Let me ask him. He's right there.
Right. At one point in this chapter, like not too long from now, Richard thinks that. I wish I could talk to Zed right. And I'm like, even if he's frozen, can't you be like, hey.
He's right there.
I have to talk to you.
You tell Shota, hey, I'm not preventing that. You are preventing that right now. I would love to be able to talk to him and get his advice right now, but that's not possible. So what the fuck?
Yeah. Let him go. Let's sit down. Chill for a little while. I'm sure he wants to eat. Shota tells him that she has a vision for the flow of time, but she doesn't know if it's going to happen to Richard or not. She can't tell that because it all has to do with wizard magic, and apparently that's beyond her scope.
Yeah, and I mean, Richard is assuming that it's not going to happen to him because otherwise Zed would have warned him.
Yeah, because that's what friends do.
Yeah. Oh, hey, heads up. By the way,
you might get some bumps and unsightly sores if you use that sword.
In a way you're not supposed to. So what you're saying, Jade, is if you use your sword in a way ill-prescribed for a sword.
Yeah.
Or for a seeker.
Yeah.
Then you'll have bumps and sores?
Yeah, you should probably make sure you have protection.
Always use protection.
Always use safe sorting.
Yeah. Have a cross guard. Wait. What?
Wait, what? Shota tells Richard that Samuel came to her for help, and at some point during all that, the wizard came and took the fucking sword from him, and that is why Samuel's so crazy about the sword. And Richard remembers Zed telling him about a pretend seeker being distracted by a witch woman, and that's how he got the sword. So everything kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it all falls together. This is the guy, and this is the witch.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that Richard kind of understands how Samuel got distracted by the witch woman at this point. Because it's happening to him.
Yeah.
But now that I'm thinking about, I mean, I'm sure logically it all has to do with the sword magic. That's what she was implying. That's what she meant. But she didn't like explicitly say that. She's like, oh, you should talk to Zed. She like implies it heavily, but she has magic and Samuel came to her. So who's saying that it wasn't her magic that like fucked him hard staying in the mountains with her?
And during this, while he's thinking about Zed, Shota, she just waves him away and he disappears. And so now he knows that Zed was never really in any danger, nor was he here to begin with. So he had no chance of talking to him anyways.
Right. And at that point, Richard questions if everything is real. And so they go stand by Kaylin because Shota says, yeah, she's fucking here. And at this point, there's a little tiny mention about how Samuel's arms are so long that he could draw in the dirt while standing upright. And that was weird.
So obviously his lower half shrank to baby size and his upper, like his torso, just stayed regular size.
Yeah, like Deadpool in Deadpool 2. Is that the one that he has the baby?
Yeah, I think so. But like his legs get tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shota asks if Richard could kill Kaylin if he had to. And Richard's like, no, I'm not gonna fucking answer that. She's my guide.
But he's supposed to be able to, for the record, for the mission.
Right. But Shota knows he would kill Zed if he had to. So she's not worried about the Zed of the situation. She's only worried about the Kaylin of the situation at this point. Because that was the first test that she gave to him, whether or not he could kill Zed. And the second one was whether or not he was going to let her kill Kaylin for him, and he failed that fucking test. At this point, Shota tells him that if Raw wins, many people will die, and he's the only one that has a small chance of winning. That's why Zed gave him the sword, and that's why she wants to help him, despite not wanting to help him. She tells him that she knows things that he doesn't know, though.
Right, and this is news to Richard. He needs to know some shit. That's what he's here for. And so naturally, this is the perfect thing to grab his interest. He's like, okay, what kinds of things do you know? And she goes, you know that cool little move you did with the... Wait. This what she does something like that. Okay. And she goes, you know that cool little move you did with the sword of truth where you held it all like a badass and you deflected the wizard's fire? You should remember that because Zed is going to use wizard's fire on you. And I don't know who wins. Could be him, could be you. But you should remember that because you're going to need it.
Right. That's why I had that happen like that. It wasn't just to be an asshole. I mean, I was being an asshole, but it was to serve a purpose.
Yeah, I couldn't have just, told you.
Yeah. Which women are assholes. She also knows about the tooth, but not who the keeper of the tooth was, because she, makes a little sideways comment about it, and he's like, whoa! Because nobody knows about the tooth.
Yeah, she says something like, it's as true as a tooth passed down from father to son to prove ownership of a book. And Richard knows exactly what the fuck that means. And this is information he has told nobody. So she is in his head, like you were saying earlier.
Right.
She's poking around in there and knows some shit.
If I was Kaylin at this point, I'd be like, what the book?
Thoroughly freaked out.
But she, maybe this is why she doesn't really think about it, because at this point, Shota's like, I know what Kaylin is. Obviously, you don't.
Right.
She's going to use your power against you at some point, and your sword can't protect you against that shit.
Yeah, and this is just another thing pointing out how powerful Kaylin's power is. We know the Sword of Truth can do some shit. Apparently, it can deflect wizard's fire, but this must mean that Kaylin's power is even stronger than that.
Right, we really don't know anything that can defend you against her power yet at all.
No, nothing's been said. And Kaylin obviously knows she's strong as fuck and that it's going to do something awful because she's in tears now. And she's like, I would never do that to Richard. And Shota wipes a tear away and tells her, but you will. Like, you already almost did it once. And that makes Kaylin think about, like we were saying, the night in the spirit house.
Right.
Yeah, she came real close to doing it. Not in a malicious way.
Right.
But she still almost did it.
And You know that Shota believes it, and she feels for Kaylin at this point, because even though she hates Kaylin and she sees her as a threat, she like